I'm Adventuring with Ryan Burton. Today we are at Memory Garden Cemetery in Iowa City. (2006) Muscatine Avenue. I'm originally from Muscatine, the city, Muscatine, myself, so that's pretty interesting. Again, I am by myself, no Sarah, I guess. She had an appointment. So, put my flashlight up here, it ain't hanging down. (1903-1971). 1911 to 2009 on that one. All the graves, the cemeteries are, or all the graves are facing out towards the road, towards that way. That's a pretty busy road over there. Kind of cool. The cross with the light. Well, I can see on the map, this is a pretty decent sized cemetery. We'll go over here. These must be for like ashes. Oh shit. Stepped off that step. That was a doozy. 1902, 1983. That's the year before I was born. 1905, 1954. World War II. It's pretty badass. A Freemason symbol. Notice most of these markers are like in the ground. There ain't really too many stand-up ones. It's older than 1972, 1963. It goes all the way over there. It's a newer one right there. That's like a mausoleum down there. Groundskeepers. '86, 1959. I know somebody, actually somebody real close to me that was born that year. I know a few people with that name. This big round thing over here, I saw that on the map when I was like looking at this place. Let's see, it goes all the way over there too. We'll check that out too. Oh wow, looks like there's like a war memorial over there or something. We're definitely going to check that out. I'm going to check out some of these graves. Seven. 2004, 1992. Oops. This must be a newer part of the cemetery. That's cool, has a motorcycle. So I do like motorcycles myself, I do have one. So I rode it in a couple of the videos I filmed yesterday, or last year, I mean. That's cool. I never quite seen one like that. Too bad Sarah ain't here. She'd think that'd be awesome. I'd say she loves to fish. She does it all the time. As you guys can see, 'cause I usually film a lot of it. There's a bench over here. They call these morning benches. They're there so the people that basically they're for the people that basically if see, this one's a memorial. Usually they put benches in front of like graves way back in the day, so like you could sit there with your loved one or whatever. I've seen benches on graves like a lot of different places, you know. In 1993. He wasn't that old. It's too bad. That's interesting. We're gonna go check that out here in a minute. I want to see what this big cross says down here. Another bench over that way. Yeah, that round thing in the middle over there, I saw that in the map. So it looks pretty interesting, or pretty familiar, I mean. This looks interesting, that's what I meant. Wilkinson Hampton Family Estate. (1944 and 19... It must be a well-to-do like family. Pickering. I knew somebody with that name, or know somebody with that name. Somebody I'm not really too fond of. That's cool. There's that bench we checked out a minute ago. We'll go over here and see what this is. Check out a few of these along the way. Matthews, I know somebody with that last name. maybe a few people, actually a few people. (1970, 1985). Stanfield. Go check this other one out. I don't know what the significance of these grids being in a circle really is. It is interesting, concept, I guess. And there's the last one. 1933, 1995. See, they all died in the 90s, early 90s, it looks like. Maybe I'll do some research, maybe figure that one out. Kind of curious now. But then again, those could have been like really expensive grave plots back in the day, so it's hard telling without actually looking into it. (1993). That one don't have nothing on it. That one does though. We're gonna check that out. And then the one with the hole next to it. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Look like somebody dug the stones out of the ground, or the footings for them. They pour concrete before they put the stone down. Either that or they'll mount this plate to it. Because a lot of the time, these are just like a plate that mounts a concrete footing that they pour. A really good friend that his name matches that one over there. 2003. Oh, they're both still alive. That's cool. Yeah, they're still alive too. That's awesome. Some people that bought graves before they died, which is in some cases a good idea. That's pretty cool. Kind of look like either a sheepdog or a Yorkie maybe. I don't know. This is pretty cool. Wow. March 7, 2021, last known communication. March 25th, 2021, body discovered. That's fucking weird. Straight up fucking weird. Like, we're gonna have to look into that definitely. Let's see what it says on the back of it. Okay. Huh. The fuck is that? Trails, cool. Oh wait. I saw something on the map when I was looking, and I think that was it. Something that basically stuck out, like that's actually kind of cool over there. That's actually pretty cool. We're gonna make our way towards that big mausoleum over there. Yeah, there ain't too many of these stand-up stones in the cemetery. Oh yeah. Oh. That's one heck of a war memorial there. Johnson. Michelle R. Johnson. Still alive. That's too bad. That's really cool. I like that a lot. That's really cool. We're in the, whoa, it's the military section. These are all war heroes. Oh, it says peace out. That's cool. He's still alive though. They're both still alive. So is that one. That's pretty cool. That's the first time I've ever seen like the words peace out on a army. Nicholas Metzger. I know some people with that last name. Cornet. Or Cornet. Yeah, we're in the military section. Which I kind of figured that's what this was over here. When I saw that giant stone over here off in the distance. Holy shit, is that a well over there? Wow, that's fucking crazy. Never seen like a wishing well looking thing like in a cemetery before. It's pretty fucking odd. It looks like we got somebody fucking creeping on us over there. Got the flags of all the armed forces. We got United States Army. We have the Space Force. Or is that a thing? United States Air Force. I know the red one's the Marine Corps. That's the Coast Guard. PWMI, no. Honestly, like, I thought, you know, I'm not trying to get all political or anything here, but I thought Trump was a fucking idiot myself. But he did come up with a good idea, that Space Force thing, I think, because, like, you know, people have, like, seen aliens and shit and, like, had proof. If you don't figure out something in space, we could get, like, enslaved or some shit. At least that's my thoughts on it, anyway. I'm not saying some shit like that is gonna happen, but I'm just saying it could because we never know what's out there. It's a flower planter. That's freaking crazy. It looks like a wishing well. 295, 966. The house is over there. And there's some people with that name, definitely. A card, I've heard of that name before. I can hear the groundskeeper guys like off in the distance there. I don't know, like some days I wouldn't be too bad of a job. I wouldn't think anyway. You know, some days I imagine it gets like super freaking hot, but I guess that's just one of the things you're gonna have to deal with if you get a job like that. I've done landscaping jobs like that in the past, and it does get pretty hot outside sometimes. $1970, $1991. It's crazy. A lot of these benches I've noticed, like a lot of them died like in the early 90s. I think it's kind of weird. Maybe it's a coincidence, I don't know, but I don't really believe in coincidence, meaning like I don't at all. So I know some religions you have to wait a certain amount of time before you get your, oh shit, look at that. Oh, dude riding the bike. That's pretty badass. Like, I guess if I had a dog I'd be doing some shit like that, but I guess I get enough exercise doing this and going fishing all the time, I guess. These are all like, this is like a mausoleum. They open these up and they put the caskets inside the wall, and then they put these stones with the names on them. I've seen it done before. Went to a funeral one time where somebody I knew was buried in something similar to this. Bike path that goes through there. Look at this is. That's fucking locked. Tiger. Bowman, I know some people with that last name. Morgan. I know some people with that last name too. Lock. And how much y'all want to bet that's locked right there? Just a wild guess. Would be pretty cool though if we could get inside there. Check it out. Freaking locked. Oh, it's a chapel. Looks like there's a couple like urns in there, and then there's like burials over there on the wall. That's a mausoleum. Inside of it is. Alright. Too bad we couldn't get inside there. But you have that, I guess, a lot of the time. Fields of Honor, that's cool as hell. And the awesome thing about that monument is it sticks out. Like I've seen that thing from a long ways away. I'm gonna go walk down some of these paths. If I get lost, I got GPS on my phone, I guess. Which, if you're gonna go exploring like a place that you're not familiar with, like I am now, it wouldn't hurt to carry your phone with you, because you can use your Maps app to find your way back. For real. That's how I found my way back when I walked them trails down, or walked them trails at that Hickory Grove Park, or Hickory Creek Park, wherever it was. But I had wandered into the trails like super far and lost my way. Did not know where the fuck I was. And I'm being real with y'all, like I really didn't know where the fuck I was. So then I pulled out my phone and basically used the GPS map to find where I was, and found my way back from there. Okay, I was standing over there, walking down this path. There's a bridge down the other way. I guess we're closer to this side, so we're gonna walk down here. It's paved. Looks like there's a bunch of trails that go up into the woods too. This is interesting. I know I keep saying that, but it seems like there's a trend in Iowa City with cemeteries and like parks being next to each other. Well, I guess this is more of like a trail. You might have to walk back the other way. Keep on coming across like trails like this. Let's see, if I'm gonna worry about getting lost, I guess I'm gonna really get fucking lost, right? That's how adventuring with Ryan Berg does it. Oh. Oh shit. Campsite, people fighting. I think I'll walk the other way. I'm not trying to intrude on a person's campsite. I've heard a lot of like the poor people and shit that don't, or people that don't got like apartments and shit will live in tents in the fucking parks, like in the woods and shit. Damn, it's loud as fuck over there. Darker than shit through there. Yeah, somebody throwing shit. Looks like that goes out towards the highway. Nothing really too thrilling. Not to mention, if I wanted to look at a bunch of cars driving down the highway, I would have walked down the highway and filmed. A little like lake, or not lake, but like stream going through there. Now we're feeling something invaded, like their campsite. Maybe these motherfuckers are gonna come out the woods, like wrong turn or some shit. I got my buck knife on me to carry that shit with me everywhere I go, but minus the machete and my little axe that I carry on me too. Comes in handy when me and Sarah go fishing and we build a fire to get the bugs off us, because as you've seen from my other footage of videos like that, bugs are constantly over my camera and my lights. And the messed up thing is you need the lights to film at night when it's that dark. Otherwise, you'll have bad exposure basically. Your video won't turn out. It also takes pretty bright lights to actually be able to film too. Like 1,000, 1,500 lumens, somewhere in there. Good bright enough light to film with. I'll say that one that I have hanging off my backpack's 1,000 lumens. I film with it all the time, and I think the spotlight that I film with is only like 1,000 or 900 lumens, somewhere in there. That kind of scared me a little bit. Not too bad we can check that place out. A little river there. Some people's backyard. '17, 2009. It kind of reminds me of the Bridge of Muscatine. This is probably one of the many bike paths in Iowa City. Iowa City's pretty damn big, so. Birdhouses. Looks like somebody has one hell of a. I have no fucking clue. Maybe there's a garden in there somewhere. That stream over there. Stream looks like. Looks like somebody has like a little sitting area or fucking something. Wouldn't mind having a little deck area overlooking a little stream. Too bad there ain't no fish in it. Again, I have no fucking clue where I'm at. Bam. Wow, the old handy dandy mobile device. So now I'm coming up on some sort of road. Alright, so I'm above that cemetery. And it goes out into a residential neighborhood that has this cool ass bridge. Huh? Just keep on walking. Yellow flowers. Satellite view looks like a neighborhood. And some dog that sounds like he wants my blood on the other side of that fence. Oh, Oh shit, there's like some sort of fucking rock thing up there. Who the fuck that is? Oh shit. Tables. Whatever that fucking thing is. I wonder what the fuck this thing is. It's like a bunch of stone fucking blocks, what they put there. Maybe some sort of weird ass art or something. Park closed. Must be some sort of park through there. That's actually pretty fucking badass. Oh fuck, what the fuck? Oh shit. Some sort of like little fucking chipmunk or something. There's a path up to that. People walking above us. We'll give them a minute to get down the path. The fuck is that? Oh shit. There ain't nothing really much happening in this stream. The fuck was that? Squirrels getting pissy with me. I think that's what that was. Whatever it was, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Oh, shit. Okay. Huh. See, at this point, most people would just pick one. But technology though. Court Hill Creek Park. So it looks like that one goes to a street, and that goes to a park. So we're gonna go this way. Somebody walking their dog over there. There's a baseball diamond. Holy shit, it's hot out here. Another street. River goes through. Awful lot of people out fucking jogging. Notice that. You should clean up after your pet. Yeah, those are dog bags. So if your dog craps, they basically make you pick it up. Dinky ass little park. There's a basketball court. That'd be appealing to me because I really like to play basketball. I used to do it all the time. I did the whole time growing up with my friends. Oh shit, I keep yawning. Oh, there's that sign for that park. Oops, excuse me, sorry. It's cool here. I noticed like the people here are really like polite. That's actually pretty cool. That stream. Oh shit. Battery's getting ready to die. That happens though. Luckily I have an extra one for this camera. That's like a bathroom over there. It's that building we passed on the way in here. Here, I'm gonna stop here and change the battery, guys. I'll be right back. Alright. Change the battery out. Should be good to go for a while. And even if I do deplete this last battery, I do have the GoPro in the backpack, so if I have to film actual like video like footage from that and not use it to go live, you know, this time I could do that, I guess. Let's say if I was going to shoot like video, I guess like this, I'd rather use this camera instead of my GoPro. I'd rather go live with the GoPro. It's a lot easier because I can connect it to my phone. And use I guess the Bluetooth or not Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi hotspot, like my phone. Makes things convenient, but also it sucks when I have no reception because basically the hotspot relies on my phone reception. So if I have no reception, it'll end up like a few of my other videos where it cuts out a lot. I noticed that like on one of my last fishing videos, it cut out a lot. It's because I had crappy reception. I should have filmed that video like this, you know, not live. Notice all along here there's these memorial benches. Look at that stream over there. This kind of reminds me of a bike path that I know of that goes along the Mississippi River. One side of it's like a river over here, and the other side of it's like wood fencing, literally. It's crazy how much this looks like that. Granted, this doesn't look anywhere near the size of the river I'm talking about, but the path and the wood fencing though. A lot of people riding bikes through here. Oh shit. Yeah. Just normal, looks like a pretty nice, like upscale, I guess, neighborhood. I don't know, that don't surprise me because houses up here are expensive from right here. They're nice, they're expensive. That I have no idea what that even is. Guess a little hidden area. Here, we take a look at this again. See if we see anything. Yeah, there ain't much that's going on here. Unlike the bodies of water I've been to here lately. There must not be any fish in this stream. It's too bad. Something like that would be perfect fishing area, like permanent fishing area, like in your backyard. Oops. Holy shit. Everyone rolling through here, fucking like bikes and shit, and all got fucking them little ding bell things. Y'all going through, one of them like dings that shit. About gives you a heart attack. I would say it scared the shit out of me a couple different times. I'll honestly say. Again, I have no fucking idea what that even is. Like some sort of garden or something. Son of a bitch, you took my seat. I was gonna go over there and sit down for a while. Or is that dude or chick? It's that one. Wow. I don't know if I can finagle it when no one's looking. I'll go down there and check that out underneath. But it's not looking good because there's somebody staying at that bench over there. Unless, fuck that is over there. Underneath side of it. Remember what has all this concrete in there? Notice that the streams that go through here, there's a lot of concrete. I don't know. Maybe it's to stop the bank from eroding away. It's hard telling. Alright, we already went down that way. Alright, this is the backside of that mausoleum. There's something that I saw on the map I wanted to check out, so that's the next thing that we're going to check out. I think it's over that way. I need to check my map. I guess we'll walk off this way. Looks like some sort of landscaping or something's going on there. So we never walked this outside road because I got sidetracked when I started to check that out over here, where that path leads to the bike path. That shit's crazy. I walked down that fucking path, shit in the woods, and found all them tents. And straight up, those are all like homeless people. I'm not messing with you guys. Like around here, they like sleep in the parks and shit. Looks like he was a serviceman. Maybe. Could be. I don't know. That kind of looked like a uniform he was wearing. Shit. It's getting hot out here. I know that that's a Bible verse, but I can't read Spanish. If you guys, those of you that can read Spanish, will you guys tell me what that means in the comments? I appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, we've been through here. We're gonna walk this road and see what we see. Got all these little fucking trails that go through here. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if I came across some like fucking Hills Have Eyes looking like type shit. Motherfuckers coming out the woods and shit. You got these paths. Walked right into that fucking widow's web. He didn't fucking bite me. See, there's one over there too. Somebody made a shelter out of sticks. I'm not walking too far in there. So like I said, I'm gonna encounter some like Hills Have Eyes looking motherfuckers. Oh. Looks like we missed this one. That's cool. Yeah, we missed a lot of these on the way back through. That's cool. Okay, we walked through here. I remember walking around that thing, checking it out. We got going on over here like mini mall or maybe some shit like that. Yeah, it's like a mall or something, a storefront. Okay, we'll go over here. Well, these are stones that are not cut yet. Well, they're cut, but they're not engraved, I guess. Freezing young. And no, I have no idea. Here, wait a minute. Yeah, the graves go the opposite way in this cemetery. Too bad. She looked young, she looked happy. This groundskeeping equipment. groundskeeper's office, or the office, I mean, cemetery office. It was hilarious. I stepped up onto that huge ass ledge and then stepped off the other end of it. So there's a park over there. That's crazy. There's a staircase on it. Guess that's what I get for not paying attention. I didn't notice that park up there before. Like maybe apartments or housing projects, I have no idea. Between 1951. Oh, Palmer Martin. Oh, fuck. City looks like there's a lot of people, like it's busy as shit. Oh, this must be the baby section. Wow. It's too bad. Sections like this always make me sad. That's crazy. She's as old as I am. I was born in 1984. For those of y'all that don't want to do the math, that makes me 38 almost. I may not look like it, but yeah, I'm that old, I guess. Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah, she's still alive. Looks like this is an older section. Hills Bank. So they who that tree back there was dedicated to, I think. Newman, I have a friend with that last name. And that's it for Memory Garden Cemetery in Iowa City. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Thank you.